and the most advantageous way for us to heal. So step one, I think of being in the present moment and accepting things as they are. The first thing we want to do when we go into our meditation practice is we want to accept things the way they are. So, if I have a broken leg and I'm a runner and I'm sitting at home and my leg is broken, it's going to be 20 weeks before I get my cast off. I'm home, I'm depressed, I'm upset. So I have an intention in my mind that I'm going to keep in my mind that I'm going to get up and be running. I'm going to run again, and I'm going to run down River Road, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to feel good. That is my intention, and I want to keep that in my mind. However, at the moment, I'm depressed and in bed. And so that intention is important, but I don't want to say, you know what, I am not going to accept that I'm in bed with a broken leg and depressed and unhappy. I'm going to get up and run right now because I believe I'm going to run, and so I'm going to run right now. I'm not going to do that. I also don't want to push myself faster in my recovery than I should. I don't want to do more physical therapy quicker because I'm just going to injure myself. But the whole way, I want to hold on to my intention of getting there. But right now, I'm home, I'm in bed, and I'm depressed. So to accept that as where I am opens up the possibility for the most healing possible. The same with anxiety, the same with arthritis, the same with cancer. Now we know we always visualize how we want to be healed. We're always visualizing, we're always holding our intention out there. I don't want this anxiety. I don't want this arthritis. I don't want this cancer. My intention is that I will be totally healed. But it is so important for us to come back to the present moment, because guess what? Guess where the only place where we can experience God's love is? Guess where the only place is we can experience connection and intimacy with others? Guess where the only place is we can ever have a moment of enlightenment? It is always right now. It is right in the present moment. I taught a class one day, and I walked into class and I said, so how many people in here would accept enlightenment right now today? Of course, everybody smiled and said, I'll take it. Me too. I want it. And I said, how about if you could have enlightenment right now, here today, but nothing would change in your life? If you went home to your kids who were chemically dependent and acting out, if you went home to your spouse who didn't love you, who was an alcoholic, if your depression didn't leave, if you still had to work in the lousy job, how many of you would take enlightenment given that nothing else would change? And people were going, well, wait a minute. Let me think about that. We're like that. We imagine enlightenment or meeting God's love means everything will be fine in our life. Boy, we're in a tough position. It's like, I'll accept enlightenment when everything is fine in my life. I'll accept and know God's love when God has healed me of absolutely everything. I can run again without arthritis, my cancer's gone, my anxiety's gone, and everything's fine. Then I'll know that I am connected to the universe. Boy, we don't want to say that. The more accepting we are of the reality of our life at this moment, the more present we can be. The more present we can be, the more opening and welcoming we can be of what happens in the moment, because we're home. When we're home in the present moment, we can open the door and welcome in the harmony of the universe. And the more present, open, and welcoming we are, the more healing can happen in that moment. So number one is accepting the moment exactly the way it is. Number two is what we do. We ask for help. You call on the Master's energy and you ask for help. We accept, here's my intention, but I'm accepting that this is where I am. The second step is asking for help. So we call on the Master, and whoever we call on shows up, and we say, please help me. Please help me heal my broken leg, my anxiety, my arthritis, my cancer. Please help me. I want that to be healed. And it's important that we ask that, and then what our mind does is it sends out that message. We know this. It sends out the message. Sends out the message to the universe, sends out the message to our leg. And the message is sent. I want help. I visualize my leg being healed. Thank you so much. And for most of us, there are so many things we would like different. We desire so many things to be different. And asking for our desires to be met is really important. I've had a chronic foot problem, a little foot problem, that when I meditate and do the half lotus, whatever I try to do, I get this really sharp pain in my foot. I'm always asking for that pain to be taken away. A shoulder problem. When I sleep on my left side, it's like, okay, please heal my left shoulder. A few years ago now, I was in therapy. I was in psychoanalysis. I was doing therapy 4 days a week. It was good sport. I don't think I've ever told Master Lin I was doing therapy 4 days a week. I think he would roll his eyes and probably start chanting the Om Mani Padme Hum for me. But there I was doing my psychoanalysis, which actually makes you a better therapist, is part of the belief. But it was very, very helpful for me. And I was dealing with some real heavy, depressing issues from my background. It was just, oh boy, I was in the soup and working with it, and just really depressing material. And after a few years of this, I walked in my therapist's office one day, and I said, you know what? I think I'm depressed. And she looked at me and I said, no, really depressed. I think I'm clinically depressed. I don't think we've been paying attention. I'm depressed. And she said, you know what? I think you are too. So what do you do when you're already in therapy? You're already practicing Qigong, and you're really depressed. So I got on an antidepressant, and it was wonderful. A few weeks later, my depression had lifted, and what I realized is that my life was really depressing. I'll tell you, it's a little ironic, scratching my head going, how did this happen? But my current life was really depressing, and I had been doing everything I could to take care of myself spiritually over here, and in therapy over here, and what was happening is my life at that time was really depressing, and I hadn't been paying attention. So then my Qigong practice began to please help me with my depression. Please help me. I want to enjoy walking out my back door and seeing my garden again. I want to be a better father. I want to feel more joy in my life with my children. I want to be a better therapist. I want to be a better teacher. So those things were really, really, really important for me to ask for help with. And please help me figure out how to get out of this dilemma. Please help me figure out how to heal this situation. Please help me. So, but why did I want all of that to change?